Good evening, Honolulu. Welcome to the Ekins News. I'm Kalelo Garner. Today's top news is about the effects on World War II. Now we report to Sherlyn for the effects so far. Sherlyn?
Thanks, Kalei. It's Sherlyn Garza supporting, and since this war has begun, there has been many opportunities for the American society. Many young men have volunteered to go into the war, and if you want to serve your country, go right on ahead.
On your face! Yes, sir! Down! Up! One, sir! Down! Up! Two, sir! On your feet! Yes, sir! Follow and take the flag. Go! Aye, aye, sir!
Other opportunities this war has been providing is jobs. While our men go into war, back home there are many factories in high demand for war production. Many factories are now making helmets and bombs. You may even be working in shipyards. With all these things happening, who could be making it happen? The woman! The WWII Corps have been recently formed, and you can see women working as nurses, ambulance drivers, radio operators, electricians, and pilots. Even with these great things happening, there's still discrimination. But Nicole Sato has that later. Kalei, do you have anything to add since this war has begun?
Thank you, Sherlyn. We start off with the Office of Scientific Research. Scientists are being brought into the war effort to create technologies for locating submarines underwater. The Office of Price Administration fought by freezing prices on most goods, and the War Production Board decided which companies would convert from peacetime to wartime production and allocate raw materials. This is organized nationwide and drives collect scraps, irons, tin cans, paper rags, and cooking fat for recycling into the war. Rationing established fixed elements of goods for the military. They received ration books and coupons to be used for buying such scarce goods such as meat, shoes, sugar, coffee, and gasoline. Now to Nicole with racial discrimination.
Thank you, Kalei. Since the surprise bombing of Pearl Harbor, Americans have been fearing Japanese Americans. The mass evacuation of all Japanese Americans from Hawaii has been issued. Meanwhile, back at home, the number of riots involving racial discrimination occurring in the Los Angeles area has been growing. More cases have been reported daily, starting a few days ago. It appears that the most targeted group are Mexican Americans. Large groups of men have been seen attacking Mexican zoot suit wearers, seeming to be racial discrimination. There have also been acts of racial violence reported in Detroit, a riot that lasted for 3 days between African American and Caucasian men. It resulted in the deaths of 9 whites and 25 black men. Back to you, Clay.
Thank you, Nicole. Now let's get back to you interviewing Admiral Chester Nimitz.
Hello, now I'm here with Admiral Chester Nimitz, the commander of the American Naval Force in the Pacific. So Admiral, where exactly did you find the Japanese fleet?
Well, when we found the Japanese fleet northwest of Hawaii, they unfortunately had their planes still on their aircraft carriers when we destroyed them.
How many ships and planes did they lose?
When we attacked the fleet, the end result was they lost 4 aircraft carriers, a cruiser, and 250 planes.
So basically the U.S. avenged Pearl Harbor.
Yes, we did.
Thank you, Admiral Nimitz. Back to you, Kalei.
Thank you, Nicole. Now let's take it to Ellis, interviewing Lieutenant Colonel Doolittle.
Hello, I'm here with Lieutenant Colonel James Doolittle, talking to him about the bombing on Tokyo. Colonel Doolittle, it has been 6 months since the bombing of Tokyo. What is your reaction?
Well, Mr. Harkins, my reaction was when the United States Navy asked me to this mission, I was shocked. This would be a tough mission that I ever received, but my motive was to serve my country before I watched it die. It was springtime in the Pacific, and I only had a couple of weeks to assemble a crew of 16 bombers and 5-man squadrons. We took off the morning of April 18 at 0:13. No resistance slowed us down while we were air raiding a Pearl Harbor-style air raid. We bombed factories and military objectives that we had to destroy.
I see. Thank you, Colonel Doolittle. Back to you, Calais.
Thank you, Ellis and Colonel Doolittle. Now we have Ashley Wicks with the U.S. Marine Hernandez and Captain Johnson talking about the U.S. attack on Iwo Jima and Okinawa.
Thank you, Calais. Now, Marine Hernandez and Captain Johnson, what happened when you and other Marines attacked Iwo Jima and Okinawa?
Well, Miss Witz, the Battle of Iwo Jima was very destructive to not only us Marines, but also to the Japanese. We lost 6,000 Marines and 20,500 Japanese killed in action.
Unlike the battle on Okinawa, America lost 7,600 American lives.
The battles of these two islands were vital to island hopping and to zoom in on Japanese territory.
Now, by island hopping, what do you mean?
Island hopping, instead of going to every single island in the Pacific to hold a stronghold, the United States Marines went to several different islands in the Pacific so to lose less lives and close in on Japan.
Thank you, Marine Hernandez and Captain Johnson. Now back to you, Calais.
Thank you, Ashley. Breaking news! Hiroshima just got bombed. We have no further information about the bombing. Please tune in tonight at 10 for more information. Thank you for watching the Ekans News. Mahalo. Thank you, Sherry. We start off with the Office of Scientific Missions. Oh my god.
I can't see my